I ran these off in a Kinko's. I posted some in our neighborhood.
So, you were very active before coming in?
Your wife got any kind of medical condition, Mr. Gunther?
No.
Were you and her having domestic problems?
Maybe I got on her nerves a little, but that's how it goes when you've been married 30 years. You know, maybe I'm a little sloppy, or I'm late, or I'm a procrastinator, or whatever the complaint of the day is. But we didn't have any big blow-up or anything. She's never done anything like this before.
Well, what kind of errands was she going to run before she left for the airport?
I didn't ask.
And what was the trip to St. Augustine for?
To put our vacation house on the market. She was going to pack up our things.
Did your wife ever talk about doing away with herself?
Not to me.
What kind of work you in, Mr. Gunther?
I have a small manufacturing company over in Brooklyn. We make lampshades.
You got any enemies in the business world?
Not to my knowledge.
Is there a chance that your wife could have been involved with someone else?
I'd say no. Though I suppose it's always a possibility.
Well, we'll certainly put this in the hands of missing persons, and we'll open a file on it ourselves, based on this thorough information you've provided with these flyers from Kinko's.
All right.
And, of course, we'll all hope for the best.
Thank you. Shall I show myself out?
Yeah, sure.
I think we now know, Baldwin, how a male resident of Mars would report his wife missing.
This is where we're going?
Sit there, no.
My heart is going like crazy.
Just sit down.
Can I help you?
I'm Nikki Cameron. I'm a friend of Mr. Beller's.
I'm so sorry about your collection. It's very considerate of you to say. Detective, this is Mr. Beller.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Mr. Beller's art collection was stolen.
I know. It's my case.
If it's your case and you know that the collection's been stolen, why in heaven's name would you ask me, how are things going?
Either you has a gun, feel free to shoot me. I meant it like, hello.
Thank you.
My partner, Danny Sorensen, don't ask how it's going. Hi, Mr. Beller, who had his art collection stolen.
What did you say?
Not that you had it stolen. This is gonna be a pip. Who would you be?
I'm Nikki Cameron. I've been visiting Mr. Beller.
Where are you from?
Santa Monica, California. Actually, I'd been preparing an article on Mr. Beller's collection.
You might call it Objet Collected with Love, and I'd like to think some amount of discernment gone forever from Noel Beller's possession.
Don't you take a defeatist tone.
What all did you lose?
Off the top of my head, what all I lost was a Mondrian appraised at $4 million 7 years ago.
With the Aravist internet money bloating the market, it would bring 3 times that today.
Yeah, well, evidently not to me. And I also lost an Arthur Dove watercolor and a Stuart Davis gouache and some Giacometti drawings.
Thank God, at least they're all insured. Not that that can compensate for the emotional devastation.
These are things I've had for a very long time. I also lost all my jewelry. Diamond ring, diamond cufflinks. All of it's going to just end up in some pawn shop.
Keeping some drug addict and heroin.
Your door locks when you go out.
Of course. You could see where the burglar pushed the door open. You could see the damage he did.
Yeah, somebody beat the door all right. Who else has keys?
No one. I live alone.
Well, you got a set for friends?
No, nor do Mr. Beller's friends take that amiss.
My cousin moved to Europe about a year ago. He had a set.
We'll need that name.
He would never do something like this.
This is Evan?
Just don't make it sound like I was accusing him. His name is Evan Sibley, and I'll get you his phone number in Paris.
Evan committing a burglary, that's completely impossible.
Anyone angry at you?
Only those I choose to be disagreeable to.
Business disputes with anyone?
Mr. Beller doesn't have any business to be disputatious about.
What do you do it yourself?
I have my interests, little routines.
Any photos of these artworks?
Photographs were taken for the insurance policy.
Did you bring those in?
I'm adult. I'm incapable right now of a cogent act.
I'll see that you get the photos and a list of Mr. Beller's personal possessions that were taken.
Good. Thanks very much. Miss Cameron, you staying at Mr. Beller's place?
No, the Essex house.
Alone?
Yes. Why?
Just to make sure the room's in your name. Anyways, our job's got task force detectives that specialize in this type of crime. We'll be working with them, and obviously we'll be staying in touch with you.
All right.
Sorry you lost all your art.
You might have commiserated by offering me some sort of beverage.
You want a beverage? No, not now.
How about a cup of liquid Drano?
That wouldn't be the first toxic chemical he's ingested today.
Mondrian's not one I like, but it's worth a lot of money. Dove's a minor piece, Davis is a minor piece. Giacometti drawings are decent.
Someone had keys to this guy's place.
Yeah, huh?
Knocked off the doorknobs to make it look like a break-in, but it was the inside doorknob they banged around.
Real pros.
What do you know about this Beller?
He's a social type douchebag. You see him in party photos and them society magazines.
Ever hear he's got money problems?
Yeah, he's supposed to be loaded. I think his grandfather made toilet bowls or something.
You'll notify the guilds for what got stolen?
And the FBI and Interpol. And I have ears with a few criminal receivers.
Thanks a lot for coming in, Wally.
Took weight off, didn't you?
A few pounds.
My vacation, I'm going on a ruthless exercise and diet regime.
There you go.
When's that coming up?
June 14th, pal. 10 weeks and counting. Why?
Oh, nothing. I just thought you might want to go for income tax day.
Where do you hit 35 and your metabolism slows down?
Wally can't see 35 no more in his rearview mirror.
You know, when people start to diet, when their stomachs stick out farther than their dicky do. This, cousin that had a set of keys to their place,
Evan Sibley.
that Beller thinks is in Paris, we call his number there. 2-week-old message on the answer machine says he's in New York. We got a place for him?
Yeah, he's staying with friends in the village.
That's probably worth an unannounced appearance.
Yeah, I wouldn't be giving them any notice. That's Bella's friend?
Yeah, Nikki Cameron.
We like her at all?
There's the fact she shows up in town and the guy gets right.
I'll go talk to her.
Find out where she got them long legs.
You don't want to talk to her, too?
If she's gonna try to work something, she's gonna do it with him.
How's it going, Miss Cameron?
Hi.
Permit me to immediately offer you a beverage.
I'm not a stickler for refreshment the way Noel is.
Well, why don't we talk around the corner in our refreshment area anyways, where besides coffee, we've also got soda and bottled water and food that's been left in our refrigerator periods up to several weeks.
Wish I could say I never heard of such a thing.
Food left to spoil in the fridge, the universal sin of single people.
Do you have like a Sprite?
Well, there's an upset.
What do you mean?
You want a Sprite?
Oh,
You remember Tom Cruise in that movie Cocktail, the way he'd throw that drink over his shoulder before he poured it?
yeah?
You want me to do that for you?
I think it might spray all over.
All right, I'll just open it up and pour.
Please don't suspect me because I'm nervous.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't you have a seat?
If Noel feels you've overstepped, he can be vindictive. And I'm not in a position at the moment where that would be very good for me. That's what I'm nervous about.
Well, you know how you can beat your nerves is just sort of say what's on your mind.
You make life sound very simple. Evan Sibley, Noel's cousin in Paris.
That had the extra set of keys to Mr. Beller's apartment.
Evan that had the extra set of keys. He's not in Paris. He's in New York.
Is that right?
And he has been for a couple of weeks.
Well, how do you know this?
Because after we left, I suggested to Noel that he call Evan to find out if Evan had lost the keys or for whatever reason. I mean, why not call him?
Oh, sure.
And Noel wouldn't. And so when Noel was in the kitchen, I called Evan's number. And his message machine said that from March 12th, he was going to be in New York City.
Did you feel like he already knew his cousin was in town?
I had that feeling. How did you know that?
Anyways, we made that phone call to Paris also, Miss Cameron. We know he's in town. And we're going to reach out to see if we can talk to Mr. Sibley.
All right. That's great. Because the big thing for me, whoever did this, I don't need Noel angry at me.
Or he won't let you do the art magazine article.
Which would be my first. I'm a bit of a hanger-on at the moment, Detective. At this point, my biggest accomplishment in life is having parents who sent me to Vassar.
How about if Mr. Beller stole the paintings himself and he's trying to frame his cousin? Then you could sell your article to People magazine.
Well, I don't know if that would be the exact venue, but the piece would definitely have a larger audience.
I appreciate you coming in with this information.
Thanks for the Sprite.
Well, why don't you take it with you?
No, thanks.
All right, I'll walk you.
You were right about the upset. That's the first Sprite I drank since I was a junior in high school. And if you asked why, I couldn't begin to tell you.
They got a new ad campaign?
Maybe that's it.
So you're not going anywhere, are you? In terms of leaving our fair city?
No, I'll be around.
Good. That's great.
Bye.
She's got something to do with it.
If you could find out over a banana split at the Rumpelstiltskin's. That's right near the Essex House, ain't it?
Rumpel Myers.
That pink dopey place, all the ice cream.
Yeah, I read about Rumpel Myers in the first book I ever bought about New York. When each of my sisters turned 10, I took them there for their birthday parties.
Yeah, I heard it's very nice. So should we make our unannounced visit to this Evans sibling?
Yeah, we'll just give her a chance to clear the building before we go.
Wednesday on Court TV.
How you doing?
This is Yvette Gunther listed missing on the light pole flyers. Mention of reward?
You know anything about her whereabouts?
Well, I rented a car to a Dwight Gunther yesterday that behaved pretty strange.
As I saw.
Yeah. Oh, that's me, Randall Dixon, Reliance Auto Rally.
Baldwin Jones. I'm a detective here in the squad. Come on in, Mr. Dixon.
Where's Captain Ward? Who is it offering there?
Yeah, right straight ahead. Hey, Greg. Randall Dixon, this is my partner, Detective Metavoy.
Yeah, how's it going, Randall?
Well, it says reward on the flyer here. Who's the party offering that?
Mr. Dixon said he rented a car to Mr. Gunther yesterday.
Station one.
And that Mr. Gunther was behaving strange.
Strange, eh? In what way?
Put me through any amount of hassle on the RA, right out on the street.
The RA being...
The rental agreement on the station wagon. Demanded, I give him a discount. Wanted the 7-day discount you get when you reserve a week in advance. But he just ordered the car that morning, so when I said he couldn't have it, he says, then take the wagon back. I don't want it. I'll go someplace they appreciate my business.
That's what you thought was strange.
So I offload the luggage that I just helped him load up. And then he says, all right, never mind. I'll take the caravan without the discount. So I said to him, Mr. Gunther, if you think with this bad back I'm reloading that damn luggage you just had me offload, hope you're driving to see a psychiatrist. It was like he didn't even hear me. Just signed the RA. Load his luggage back up himself. Strange enough, I didn't have him drop me back at the office. Let him drive off with me standing in the street. Had one of my own men come and get me.
How would you describe the luggage you were loading and offloading, Mr. Dixon?
It's 3 pieces, standard size, plaid pattern luggage.
Didn't have any peculiar smell to them or the like?
Oh, God. Oh.
That's just an exploratory question we'd need to ask, in which you say there was no peculiar smell.
No. But I loaded and offloaded that luggage.
Let's don't get ahead of yourself, Mr. Dixon.
Yeah, right now you did a very civic thing coming in, reporting the possibly suspicious behavior of this Mr. Gunther. Past that, let's leave the gruesome imaginings to tales of the crypt.
So, the reward in this thing?
In terms of those flyers, that would actually be Mr. Gunther himself. Put those into circulation.
The Mr. Gunther I'm in here reporting?
That would be the one.
So probably he wouldn't be giving me any reward, would he?
I gave up 4 hours' work for this. Another happy customer.
When this guy first shows up telling us how his wife is gone missing, Greg and I had the exact same reaction, boss.
Yeah, we figured she just picked a new lifestyle, didn't involve living no more with someone talked like that Hal the computer in the 2001 movie.
But then his car rental agent comes in, totally contradicting everything this robot-sounding guy told us.
Now you think the robot-sounding guy might have killed her?
Wackiest he acted with us, Baldwin and me definitely think you gotta look at this guy for maybe portioning out his wife among them 3 plaid pattern suitcases.
How you want to go at him?
We figure, firing our retro thrusters, we could achieve orbital insertion around this Gunther's planet. At that point, we descend to his home planet's surface in our landing module, this wacky Gunther, and once we've initiated contact, we could maybe bring him back to our home planet.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and talk to him again?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and re-interview. The next time you're watching from the comfort of your dinghy while I'm being tossed and battered by the ocean waves, Baldwin, you might think some kind of rescue effort.
And where did you want me leaping in, partner? The retro thruster, the landing module?
Anyways, You're on point re-interviewing this whack job.
And I know you got our perimeter. If I retroblast it, don't malfunction.
Never again refer to that conversation.
How's it going?
Everyone, including the mortally wounded, get asked, how's it going?
How's it going? Yeah, how's it going?
Check it out, Andy.
Who's that with them?
Gentlemen, how's it going? This is my cousin, Evan Sibley.
How coincidental.
Yeah, we were just out looking for you.
I wish I could have saved your trip.
Oh,
Pish.
your cousin explained why we wanted to talk to you?
Yes, because his apartment's been robbed and I have a spare set of keys.
Although, even apart from Evan's exemplary character, don't my Jimmy doorknobs suggest a theft by intruders?
Actually, your doorknobs were jimmied from the inside.
Oh, my goodness.
You didn't realize they were jimmied from the inside.
I don't suppose I realized the full implication. Thank goodness character still insulates you from suspicion, Evan.
No, I don't even like your art.
Of course, the thief would never let his own taste circumscribe the fare he took to market.
So, you're accusing me of stealing your things?
Certainly not. For one thing, that'd be up to these gentlemen. Fellas, are you entertaining any suspicions of Mr. Sibley? How's it going in that regard?
This is about Macau, isn't it, Noel?
Macau.
Noel came down with gout and was very put off with some friends and I because we wouldn't postpone our trip.
Can you account for your time the last 24 hours?
I've been with people every minute for the last 4 days.
There, that disposes of it.
So what's your act exactly, Mr. Bella? Is this some kind of skippy whip for you, putting us through our paces?
Actually, my suspicions are increasingly focused on Ms. Cameron.
And that started when?
I've just been putting two and two together.
Meaning you knew you liked her from the jump. If it's not her, you want to know who I like, Mr. Bella? You.
$34 million and counting, detective.
Well, that don't rule you out yet in my book, Mr. B, because I'm still... Maybe you're the kind of hump jerk-off one day finds his little interests and routines. They don't hold his attention no more. Besides, maybe he's going to put a little zest in his life by doing something naughty.
Oh, I'm flattered, detective, but I don't have that much imagination or nerve. Perhaps if I didn't take so much Vicodin. Actually, I believe Miss Cameron is back at my apartment. I suppose for your purposes, my presence would be an impediment.
So any special knock code we should use?
No, just press the bell vigorously.
Mr. Sibley, we're sorry to put you out.
Enjoy the floor shopping.
See, none of them will let you like them.
No?
Detectives, Miss Cameron?
Oh, sure. Just a minute. Hi.
Hi.
Noel's not here.
No, we know.
He told us you were.
He told you?
Said he'd start having misgivings. Maybe you were involved stealing his art.
I told you, Noel can be perverse.
We don't think sex preference factors in.
You want to walk us through your whereabouts since last night, Nicky? And if maybe someone could vouch for him?
1,000,000-square-foot living room with not one phone in it?
Yeah, the well-to-do, I believe, Andy, don't have phones in the living room.
What the hell magazines are you reading?
Gun, Danny!
Hurry up, hurry up. Face down.
Got a door behind him. Ask her where that door goes.
Where does the damn door go?
Nowhere, into the closet.
You lay your gun down or you die here, pal. You lay it down or you do not walk out of here alive.
What's his name?
Derek.
You want to die in this asshole's apartment over a lousy larceny collar, Derek?
I got emergency services coming, Andy.
If your work is a thief, I don't see you being much with that gun. And I'm not going to let an emergency service take my collar. Anybody kills you, it's going to be me. Now you lay it down or I start shooting.
Derek, for God's sake!
Lay it down! All right! Don't toss it. You lay it on the ground and you push it away from you. Push it away. Get on the ground.
Get up. Lay down.
You son of a bitch, you gonna point a gun at me?
Oh. What? Bella residence. Boy, excuse me a second. Say that again.
How's my little play going?
What?
Well, Nikki's here, Mr. Bella.
Is Derek there?
Oh, this inbred hump.
Yeah, her friend Derek's here, who had a surprise prop with him.
What sort of prop?
Never mind, it's not important.
I confided to Nikki my suspicions about what she'd done, and we agreed I'd meet her at 4 to ransom my art. Nikki, dear, were you surprised when the police showed up? Can Nikki hear me now?
Look, I gotta ring off now, Mr. B. But why don't you come by the station house to see us? Take your curtain call there.
Bravo, detectives.
Wonderful.
I'll give him a curtain call.
Come on, get up, get to your knees. Yeah, walk us into a possible ambush, absolutely.
Any trouble on the way in, I'm gonna break your finger that you had in that trigger off your hand. Now stand up.
Stand up, Nikki.
These cuffs are tight.
Yeah, they come like that from the factory.
We said we'd come get you at 4.
I'm sorry about jumping the gun. I was hoping there's good news about Yvette.
As far as that goes, a woman more or less fitting your wife's description turned up disoriented in Atlantic City, identifying herself as Mrs. Gunderson.
Fitting my wife's description?
More or less.
I'd like very much to meet this woman.
Have you known your wife to take day trips to Atlantic City, Mr. Gunther? Enjoy playing the slots or the like?
No, not that I'm aware of. But I'd like very much to meet this woman.
Well, if it's your wife, I guess you've already met her.
Yes, if it's Yvette.
See, right now, Mr. Gunther, you're supposed to be asking, have we got a phone number where I could talk to her? God, I hope she's all right.
Yeah, I'm going to be so relieved if it is my wife.
All that goes without saying.
No. Usually, it all gets said.
Well, have you got a phone number?
We went to your plant earlier. Some of your employees said they saw you drive out in the weeds behind the place this morning and take out some suitcases and then put them back in your car.
Yes, I did.
What was in those suitcases you wanted to ditch in the weeds?
Things of Yvette's I wanted to be rid of.
And where are the suitcases now?
I took them to a dump instead. I can't remember which one. I know there was some sort of fire going in all the refuse, and I just tossed them in there.
Why don't we take a ride from your factory and maybe it'll come back to you which dump you were at?
No, I want to put all this behind me and speak to that woman in Atlantic City.
What's your hope here, Mr. Gunther? You murdered your wife, now you're going to start anew with some woman who has amnesia?
You know what luminol is, Mr. Gunther? It's a spray we put down at crime scenes, and with the lights off, it makes blood residue glow.
No body in history has ever been cut into parts small enough to fit into 3 suitcases without luminol picking out residue at the dismemberment site.
Before we get the warrant to go into your house and lay down the luminol and 100% incriminate you, Mr. Gunther, you got a chance to make a statement where it will count for something with the judge instead of after you're incriminated. When it don't count for Jack.
But all of this is moot if the woman in Atlantic City is Yvette.
Is she, Mr. Gunther?
You might ask if that woman is tolerable in any way as a human being, which would rule her out absolutely as being my wife.
Meaning you did away with Mrs. Gunther, dismembered her, put her in the 3 suitcases, and your employees, seeing you out back at a plant, was you looking to dispose of her body, which evidently you then took her to a dump.
Well, the truth is, I can't seem to dispose of her. I take her places and wind up bringing her back into the house. Is either of you married?
I was.
How did you ever get rid of her?
She dumped me. Not in the same sense that you were looking to dump Mrs. Gunther.
You'll get him situated?
Yeah, Derek and all 25 of his calibers.
Yeah, let me get someone doing a cavity search on her.
Oh, come on.
Excuse my frankness.
The only situating you're going to be doing for me is calling me a lawyer.
Okay, you're a lawyer, but that's a step down from stealing art.
Yeah, kiss my ass.
Excuse me?
I think I said kiss my ass.
You got a minute, Diane, before the bomb blows?
Sure.
This one needs to be searched.
Go in there.
Hey, Derek, let's hear how kiss my ass sounds with a puff nose. Come on, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Come on. Derek here would like to know if there's anyone in the pokey.
Detectives Medavoy and Jones are in the pokey. Interview 3 is open.
That's the answer to one question I did ask and one question I didn't ask.
Yes, the pokey is occupied.
Okay, Derek, come on. Let's sit you down on the bench here temporarily.
May I offer him a tissue?
Just relax.
Sure, I'll know to come here next time. That's what I want to do.
So is that enough wisecracks, Nikki? Because this is where you are right now. This is where you are. I'm gonna lay some things out for you that if you're up to do it, maybe you're gonna save yourself some years. Let her put her sweater back on.
Okay, Commander.
Sorry.
What's up, Andy?
You need this room?
We're taking a statement?
And I'm asking if you need this room.
Not this one particularly, no.
We need this particular room.
Yeah, we can move.
Thank you.
I actually prefer the refreshment room.
Whatever you tell us, Nicky, being yourself interested, that don't get you no years off if we can't corroborate it.
How would you corroborate it?
Either if we can get you and Derek into a room that's mic'd, and you get Derek talking about what he did, or otherwise, are you willing to be wired? And whatever room we get the two of you into, you get him talking.
What if he doesn't say anything that corroborates my innocence?
Are you innocent?
It's not to corroborate your innocence. The tape will confirm your guilt and his. But your wearing a wire shows constructive cooperation.
Which translates to time off.
How come I'm the lucky one?
Your pal Derek pulling that piece that moved him to the head of the line. That was the best thing happened to you today.
This is where you want to say yes, Nicky.
I'll do whatever I have to do.
Good.
She don't need to be mine. We got the pokey room.
Are you supposed to be in here?
I'm probably not the one you need to ask.
Because he's supposed to go in the pokey.
Policeman left here about 3 minutes ago.
Set you up in another interview room?
I don't know, you know. I really don't.
So when you aren't pulling someone around by the nose, you people don't know what you're doing.
Hey, I'll grab you by the nose. If you want to do it that way. Come on. In here. Don't be talking to each other. That's a two-way mirror, and you are under observation.
Always tell them the truth. It's one thing they never believe.
So you got your legs up for him, Nicky?
Leave me alone.
Get yourself a lawyer and keep your mouth shut.
You're the one talking, Derek. I'm just sitting here feeling sorry for myself.
Are you getting a lawyer? Because we can ride this out.
Is that why you pulled the gun on those cops? Because you were so confident with the right representation and those Randy Travis sideburns we could ride this out?
Hey, Nicky, was that you? Wasted and broke under that statue at Caesar's with your wise mouth and your college education. Was that me that picked you up and put you back on your feet?
I wish you would have left me there.
Going on about your rich and tasty friends so I'd know how lucky I was that you were giving me a piece of ass.
Little did I know I'd wind up forced across the country at gunpoint so we could rob one of them.
Sure, honey. That gun was on you all the time, even when you went to piss.
I never tried to rob anyone in my life till I met you.
It's like how I made you scream in bed, baby. You just didn't know you had it in you.
That's good enough?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Thursday.
I do wish you'd let Detective Sorensen and Sipowicz know I'm here.
They told me to hang out with you, Mr. Beller.
Look, I've been instrumental in their case. They specifically asked me to come to the station house. They wouldn't want me to be cooling my heels.
Well, actually, I think they got about 18 months of that in mind.
Excuse me?
Not my case, not my place.
Well, that almost reaches the quality of the metaphysical detective, your little police aphorism.
You know, I don't think someone with your problems ought to be making comments about my ass.
What problem, Detective? What 18 months?
18 months for impeding police administration, Mr. Beller.
Are you saying they're intending to take me into custody?
You think I'm leaning my police aphorism against this desk because I like keeping company with a lame-o Vicodin freak?
Are they intending to arrest me?
I'm just the PAA.
I demand to see Detective Sipowicz or Sorensen.
Caller only gets one call, Mr. Beller. I think you ought to be deciding whether that's going to be your lawyer or your dealer.
Unless he's the same person.
Look, I didn't intend to impede police administration. I think being robbed entitled me to some small amusement. Orchestrating the thief's capture.
Oh, that's because you're a lame-o Vicodin freak.
Look who's here.
How's it going, Mr. Bella?
Not well.
I don't think Mr. Beller really understands his situation yet.
If you shot up his ass, sometimes when his head's positioned right with one of his ears pointed towards the outside world, he gets some kind of clue what's actually going on.
How people doing their jobs, which this day includes trying to get his art back, which he earned with the sweat of his grandfather's brow.
Do I understand Grandpa was in toilet bowl manufacture?
How people like that might get pissed off. His idea of a hoot is sending him into an apartment where someone dumb enough to use it's got a gun out.
Derek had a gun out?
Derek had a gun out? Somebody ought to tape record you saying that and make you listen to it for the rest of your life.
Could I do that as an alternative to jail?
No one's sending you to jail, douchebag.
Thanks.
No problem.
Night.
So this was just